Thanks everyone for joining me once again. Thought it would be a good time to have a discussion about the Champions Trophy, which starts on Wednesday with the first match being Pakistan versus New Zealand. Fantastic that the tournament's being held in Pakistan. It's been a long time since Pakistan held an ICC tournament, and I've always believed that the ICC should do more in sharing the hosting rights for their tournaments. Seems to be the same countries that host these tournaments, but fantastic to see Pakistan being given an opportunity, and with the stadiums in Rawalpindi, Karachi, Lahore all being upgraded and looking at like they are in tip-top condition and ready to host those matches. Of course, India's matches are going to be played in Dubai. We know why that is. Don't want to get into all the political reasons, but yeah, I think for the sake of fans in Pakistan, it's sad that India are not going to be playing in Pakistan. Of course, it's up to their government decision, and the BCCI had to accept that decision. So, as I say, all their matches will be held in the UAE. Now, great that it's being held in Pakistan. Fantastic crowds expected. Great atmosphere at the stadiums as well. And I mean, the Dubai matches obviously with India there will be a complete sellout as well. And should be great atmosphere. Looking at the Pakistan team, though, this is what I mainly want to talk about the squad that Pakistan have chosen and the chances at the Champions Trophy. I'm a little concerned. Look, everybody wants Pakistan to do well. You know, we want them to win the tournament. Of course, they are the holders. 2017, I was there at the Oval for Pakistan throughout that tournament. It was fantastic. I never thought that Pakistan would win it. I was at the warm-up games as well, and Pakistan were very ordinary. And when the tournament started, Pakistan just looked completely out of shape. But they gained momentum. They got the right team. The team spirit was there. You know, obviously, Safaz Ahmed did a good job captaining the team. Mickey Arthur was the coach. And as I say, I was at the Oval when Pakistan thrashed India in the final. And it was a remarkable day, a day that I will never forget. And it's one of those days that will always be in my memory. And as I say, a great occasion for Pakistani cricket lovers and fans all around the world. Coming to the 2025 Champions Trophy, then the squad. Look, there are some major issues with this squad, and I think it's going to be more through luck than judgment if Pakistan are going to repeat their remarkable efforts of 2017. I think first and foremost, you've got to look at Fahim Ashraf. Nice guy, always gives 100%, tries his best. But if when you select a player based on Bangladesh Premier League form, obviously a T20 league, completely different format, and bring him in for an ICC tournament as your prime pace bowling all-rounder, you've basically plucked him from nowhere. He's got very little form in the ODI format. And this is the danger when you're picking players based on T20 leagues performances. And the BPL, with all due respect, isn't the strongest of leagues. Yeah, Fahim's been performing quite well there. They've brought him in. He's got no pedigree in the ODI format. His form has been sketchy. And he's a concern. I mean, you know, it's a remarkable, unusual, and you know, even by Pakistani standards, a surprising selection. And then Kushdil Shah. Look, Kushdil is one of those cricketers who's had a number of chances now for Pakistan. He's played like nearly 40 matches in the T20I format and the ODI format with very little performances. He's another who's been brought in based on his Bangladesh Premier League form. And as I said before, when you're picking players based on T20 leagues for a 50 over top level tournament where there's going to be no easy games, you're running risks. It's a gamble. And selectors should not be gamble. They've had years to sort out the squad, to prepare the squad, to have players ready, to have backups ready. And suddenly they bring players in who have been nowhere near the international fold for a long time, and they're brought in on a rather mediocre T20 league performances. And as I say, it's a gamble. It makes no sense at all. And I think the Pakistan selectors will have a lot to answer for if this tournament goes horribly wrong, because neither Kushdil or Fahim Ashraf have shown much pedigree in international cricket so far, and there's been very few glimpses of their ability, really. I'm told by many players that oh, both of these guys are good. Watch them in domestic cricket, they perform well. But where are those performances for Pakistan? That's what ultimately matters. Doesn't matter how you play in the BPL or in the um, the T20 Cup in Pakistan. You know, international performances, that's what they're brought in for. And if they're not performing in international cricket, then questions have to be asked as to why and how these guys have been picked. Now, my biggest concern is the batting. Look, you've got Saud Shakil, Kamran Ghulam, Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan. These guys are what I call accumulators. Yeah, they can play the odd fantastic innings, as we've seen with Babar Azam over the years. We saw Mohammad Rizwan the other day when they chased down that huge total against South Africa's second string 11. And yes, it was a second string 11. I think people got a little bit hyped up, a little bit excited, a little bit emotional that Pakistan have chased down a mammoth score. When you look at the South African starting 11 compared to the Champions Trophy squad, most of the players weren't even there. So you have to be a little bit careful. Yes, Mohammad Rizwan played a fantastic innings, deserves credit for that, but it was a second string South African team. My biggest concern is, as I say, those 4 or 5 players are very similar. They are accumulators, guys who like to build an innings. They like to take their time in settling at the crease. They like to, it takes them a bit of time to get settled in and to start scoring freely. Sometimes by then it's too late. So a lot rests on the shoulders of Fakhar Zaman. Now, Fakhar, as we saw at the 2017 Champions Trophy, is a guy who could win a match single-handedly. But when you've got 4 or 5 other batters around him who are, as I say, accumulators, it's a recipe for disaster because he's not got much support there. And as I say, a lot rests on his shoulders. And to rely on one batter predominantly to attack the opposition bowlers, the opposition will be happy with that. They'll be comfortable with that. And if, of course, if Tucker is out early, as we've seen against New Zealand, then this Pakistan batting lineup is not going to scare too many of the opponents. Salman Ali Agha is a wonderful cricketer, bat, ball, and field. He's a much improved player. We've seen him perform again and again for Pakistan. He's an accomplished international cricketer now, and he's performed well in all formats for Pakistan. As I say, he did well with Mohammad Rizwan the other day against South Africa, chasing that mammoth total. But you know, playing in an ICC tournament of this caliber with this amount of pressure is a different kettle of fish. You know, Salman is one of those players who can play in aggressive innings. He's different to Kamran Ghulam, Saud Shakil, Rizwan, and Babar Azam. He's got that ability to score freely, and he has that ability to come in and start scoring quickly from the off. So yeah, I mean, Salman Ali Agha and Fakhar Zaman slightly different with the other batters, but looking at that Pakistan batting lineup, I can't imagine too many of their opponents are going to be scared by what they're going to face and what they're coming up against. And then obviously you've got the lower order, yeah, the likes of Naseem Shah, Sheen Shafi, those guys can hit the ball every now and then, but I think Pakistan's troubles could be with the bat. Whereas other teams, you see the likes of India, you see the likes of Australia, England, New Zealand, you know, they really go for it. Even though it's 50 over cricket, they attack the opposition. And they've got a number of batters who can score freely. As we've seen in this tri-series, New Zealand have got a number of batters who can come in and change the course of a game. And, you know, scoring quickly at the start of your innings is important. Yes, players take time to build an innings, but sometimes I feel that the Pakistani batters waste too many balls, and you know that always comes back to bite you if that happens. Too many drop balls, not enough rotation of strike, and not enough aggression has been a major problem with Pakistan's batting. And looking at this batting lineup, I am concerned. Moving on to the spin bowling options. I'm very surprised, as many people are, that Pakistan have only gone in with one frontline spinner. And yeah, Salman Aliaga can do a job. So uh, Kustil Shah can bowl a few overs here and there if he's selected. But when you're going in with just one spinner, Abrar Ahmed, who hasn't got a lot of experience in this 50 over format in international cricket, it's a gamble. And there's too many gambles in this Pakistan squad. There's there's a few recipes for disaster, as I say. And whereas most squads have got at least two frontline spinners, Pakistan have gone in there with just the one spinner, which I'm really shocked by. And it's somebody like a Shadab Khan could have been ideal in this tournament. He can give you overs. He's a good fielder, score a few runs with the bat. I know he's not been in the best of form for Pakistan in international cricket, but for me, he was a cricketer who I would have selected in this Champions Trophy. Moving to the bowlers, the bowling's a concern. Yeah, I've got lots of concerns, haven't I? And I think Shaheen Shah, Afridi, Naseem Shah, we know what they're capable of. They are players, the bowlers, who can single-handedly turn the course of a match, but the form hasn't been great, has it? They've been struggling to stem the flow of runs. Yeah, these are batting tracks, but I think Naseem Shah has looked off colour since he's come back from injury. Shaheen, a little bit in and out of form. Haris Rauf, we know that he's been injured in the Tri-Series, and fingers crossed that he's going to be fit because he's a vital component in this Pakistan squad, in this Pakistan lineup. Mohammad Hasnain, they brought him back. They said that he's found his rhythm and form. Certainly didn't look that way the other day when he played against South Africa, and I think it's a concern that you brought in another pacer who has struggled for form for Pakistan over the years. I don't know. I think it's one of those situations where Pakistan's all-round strength and depth in this 16-man squad that they've announced, if you scratch under the surface, they're heavily reliant on two or three players. As I say, Fakhar Zaman, Salman Ali Aga, Shaheen Shah Afridi. These are the guys that they're going to be looking at for fantastic performances. And I think whereas other squads, if you look at those guys, they've got 9 or 10, sometimes even more match winners. When you've only got 2 or 3 match winners, then it's a huge gamble. Um, the heart says Pakistan to win. The head says no chance. Pakistan has proved us wrong in the past. I gave the example of the 2017 Champions Trophy earlier, which was a huge shock when Pakistan won it. Um, can they do it this time? Home advantage. The fans will want fantastic performances. The fans will want the Pakistan team to play a brand of cricket that is aggressive. But aggression and this team, we've not seen a lot of it. They talk a lot about aggression, but unfortunately, most of the time, that aggression is not anywhere to be seen, either with bat or ball. And I think too many Pakistani players go into this tournament and not in the best of form, not in the best of shape. And we've seen with the fielding as well. Pakistan's fielding is on one of the lower levels when it comes to international cricket. Catches dropped, misfields, ground fielding isn't great as well. Speed to the ball. There's a number of areas where I think Pakistan's fielding can be improved, but we've been saying that for a long time and it doesn't happen. Don't it be a doom and gloom video, which I think Pakistani cricket fans will want to be excited and looking forward to this tournament, which I'm sure they will be. But as I say, the concerns are many, and I think the Pakistani selectors have gambled, and that gamble could backfire. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Look forward to seeing you for the next video. Thanks.